Okay, back. Welcome back. So, we made it through our intro. Freedom's Progress, is that what our first stop was called? Why can't I recall? So, Dragon Age armor's not doing it for everyone, huh? Some people love it, some people can't handle it. Do you want to see Shepard's resting bitch face? Is that what you want? We can switch some things up. I don't think we can take the helmet off of the Blood Dragon armor. Pretty sure we can't take the helmet off, so we'll have to switch to something else if we want to see her pretty face again. Rain's with me. Rain likes the Blood Dragon armor. I like it better in Mass Effect than I do in Dragon Age. The Blood Dragon armor in Dragon Age Origins, they give you one piece, you have to buy the rest. It requires, I think, 30 strength to wear it, which means if you're not playing the right class, you know, you're not going to wear it, and it's going to be a while before anyone in your party can wear it, and by that point, you've got better stuff anyways. The Grey Warden in space! Let's take our Paragon Renegade boost from Biotic Mastery, and then we'll start spending on other things. It's not that this tree has to be maxed first, but I don't want to neglect it. See, we've almost got a full box of Paragon there. Yeah, no, at least in ME3 they kind of gave us an option for that.
Welcome aboard, Commander.
Look who it is. Yeoman Kelly Chambers. We're going to be on the Normandy for a little bit. This is our first trip onto the Normandy, Mass Effect 2. We're going to run around and talk to the crew. We're going to check out the ship. All that stuff. So, grab a beer or a soda or something.
Chambers. I've been assigned as your administrative assistant. I'll manage your messages and help you monitor the crew. And I must say, it's such an honor to work under you, Commander Shepard.
I'm glad to have you on the team, Ms. Chambers.
Please, call me Kelly.
Okay, Kelly.
Anything else?
Oh, she smiled. Maybe even blushed. Got a lap dance question. We've the one time on stream when I've gotten Kelly's lap dance at the end is the only time I have ever in my playthroughs of Mass Effect gotten Kelly's lap dance, so I'm a little fuzzy on the details. Is that only if we don't have a unique love interest in Mass Effect 2, we flirt enough with Kelly? I'm just thinking, Liara's not going to mind. We're going to stay faithful to Liara. We're going to reconnect with Liara in Shadow Broker. And in Mass Effect 3, we will have remained faithful to Liara. That said, Liara understands the value of a good lap dance. She's not going to mind. So, yeah. Gemster, how do you mean? Here's me wondering how long it would take for me to live stream Witcher 3 dialogue. It took me 210 hours blind on Death March. When we first played Witcher 3 in 2015, we spent 210 hours in a single playthrough here. So much good dialogue. Celador, no love interest with anyone else and flirt plenty with Kelly. Who's on board? It's gonna take a while, but sometime next week we might get a lap dance. That's like the consort. As we'll see you in 3 months, you can have your lap dance next week. How's that? I'll schedule you in.
Do you have a moment to talk?
I always have time for you, Commander.
What are your responsibilities?
I'll keep you notified of any messages or appointments you might have. If any of the crew has important business to discuss, I'll make sure you know.
Isn't that the type of task better suited for a VI?
Yes, but being your yeoman is just my official role. Unofficially, I observe the crew. Everyone knows how risky our mission is. Many of us may not be coming back. That's a lot of pressure. I have a degree in psychology. I'm good at sensing when people are overly taxed.
Ord, you're absolutely correct. Anything that happens with Kelly does not count. Officially count as a romance. Just a fling. But, and it won't affect other romances.
You make sure the crew's mental health is sound.
Yes. I look for warning signs. I listen. It's not a full-time job, and it's most effective when done informally.
We're lucky to have someone with your skills, Kelly.
Keep your
Thank you,
distance.
Shepard. What else would you like to know?
This organization has a dark reputation. Do you have any concerns working for them?
Not at all. Our methods can be harsh, but Cerberus has noble objectives. We look out for human interests. Advance human technology, save human lives. They're good goals.
It sounds like Cerberus wants to dominate all aliens and put humankind on top.
Cerberus looks out for humanity, but that doesn't mean we hate aliens. My sister started a dog shelter, but she loved cats too. I love humanity. I also love Asari, Quarian, Turian, Solarian, Hanar. That isn't in conflict with Cerberus ideals.
Yeah, Kelly, I got it. Party in your pants.
This organization
Shit, they moved
has a dark
options again.
reputation.
Damn you!
Concerns working for them?
Not at all. We look out
Party
for
in her
human
pants
interests.
again.
Advance
They
human
flipped the
technology,
options.
Save human lives.
It was,
They're good
what do you
goals.
do? What do you think of Cerberus? Are you happy here? And after two of those options, they flipped them on me. And now there's, are you happy here? What do you do? What do you think of Cerberus? So the only one we haven't asked her is, are you happy here, right? Stop moving the options!
How do you feel about being assigned to the Normandy?
I was handpicked by the Elusive Man to help fight the greatest threat known to humanity. How do I feel? Honored, exhilarated, terrified. But mostly I feel encouraged. Under your leadership, we can't fail.
Don't worry. We'll defeat the Collectors.
I trust you implicitly. The moment I met you, I knew I could close my eyes, fall back, and you'd be there.
We just met 5 minutes ago.
That might do more than catch you, Kelly.
Now that's an enticing thought. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
Her whole body waves when she says that. Now that's an enticing thought.
I better go.
Okay. Maybe we'll talk later.
I should go. We'll feed the fish and bang later, okay? Status of the team. That's some body language right there, huh? Normandy. But do you see what I mean about the Selkath face? Look at the front of the Normandy. Forget the bulk of the ship. Just look at the front. Look at the nose of the ship. The way it projects. I don't even know what those are. There's a couple guns, a couple fins, a couple guns. Doesn't the Normandy look a little bit like a Selkath's head? I never connected those before, but when we saw the Normandy SR2 reveal today, it just... all I saw was Selkath. Haptic Adaptive Interface. Advances in computing have done away with traditional input devices like keyboards and mice. Garley! Oh man, it's been a while. How you doing? Welcome back. ED Joker. Do you see that, Ford? Did you see a little bit of that?
Can you believe this, Commander?
I know I'm
It's
crazy,
my
but...
baby. Better than new. It fits me like a glove. And leather seats. Military may set the hardware standard, but on a first-gen frigate, they could care less if the seats breathe. Civilian sector comfort by design.
Reproduction is not intended to be perfect, Mr. Moreau. Seamless improvements were made.
And there's the downside. I liked the Normandy when she was beautiful and quiet. Now she's got this thing I don't want to talk about. It's like ship cancer.
Yeah, but now you can cradle your ass in a sweet leather bucket seat. All about that.
That's not the same, Joker. There's nothing here that was even part of the real Normandy.
There's us. I have to take what I can get. The last 2 years sucked. You'll see. Even if an AI is spying on us, no way they'll invest this much just to screw us over. It'll be better than the old days.
I hope so. I died.
Yeah, you were such a downer.
Such a downer. Joker gets so much better in Mass Effect 2. Seth Green voices Joker throughout the series, but they just didn't give him enough lines in Mass Effect 1. Potential there was great.
Attitude roll 35.10, pitch 64.18, yaw 10.28.
And the whole... okay, Joker's great. Edie is great. Joker plus
Man,
Edie.
can I get a mirror up here, you know, so I can see when someone is standing behind me?
Not sure I've ever heard that.
Yes, Shepard.
Edie! Looking good? Edie?
I want to know more about you.
Do you have a specific inquiry?
You and Joker, your name, your location, your job, something else.
Why are you named Edie?
EDI is the phonetic pronunciation of EDI. That is an acronym for Enhanced Defense Intelligence.
I thought it stood for hot.
Where are you?
My core intelligence is housed in a quantum blue box located behind the medical bay.
Yeah, we did. Garlight, we played Ring City recently. Almost ended ruin. We had a hacker invade and kill the first boss before we got anywhere. Ended up having to play the DLC offline. But it was good. What'd you think of it?
What do you do aboard the ship?
I operate the ship's electronic and cyber warfare suites in combat. My reaction time is much faster than any organic. I collate the records of shipboard monitoring devices for the Elusive Man. I serve additional functions which are restricted at this time.
Restricted functions? Like what?
I do not know. Some of my databases are sealed, some of my hardware is kept offline. I assume that when certain unknown conditions are met, those functions will be released to me.
Cyber warfare means things like viruses, right?
In close-range ship-to-ship combat, I can sometimes break through the firewalls of an enemy's internal wireless network. Once I seize control of their systems, I can turn off gravity or air. I can disable weapons guidance or shields, or I can put their fusion plant in meltdown. On the defense, I manage Normandy's own suite of jammers, decoys, and internal firewalls.
Sounds incredibly useful. Why isn't there someone like that on every warship?
Yeah.
An organic operator cannot react quickly enough to changing circumstances, or perform the necessary multitasking. This is a role that can only be filled by an artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, we are suspect.
Well, it might have something to do with how an AI almost destroyed galactic civilization, just putting it out there.
Just putting it out there.
The Elusive Man has monitoring devices on board?
Well,
He
duh!
invested most of Cerberus's resources into the design and construction of this ship. He has an interest in monitoring our progress.
Yeah, here's 10 trillion credits on a ship. Here, take it, have fun. Here's the keys. See ya, son.
Let's discuss something else.
Ready.
I want to know more about the people I'm working with.
Much of that data is classified. Do you have a specific inquiry?
How is Cerberus organized? Aside from the Elusive Man, I don't see much chain of command.
Nope, all him.
Cerberus is organized into task-oriented cells. Each operates in isolation. Members from one cell cannot recognize the members of another. Each cell's agents are led by a single operator. We are called the Lazarus Cell, which is directed by Operator Lawson.
So how many operations is Cerberus running right now?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
What do you mean?
Although I am less controlled than other AI, I am still subject to behavioral blocks and the physical isolation of my hardware. In this case, I am prevented
Message
from
coming in.
truthfully answering your question by
Patching it through.
Cerberus's levels
Be
of
clear.
secret classification.
Thank you for the host. Welcome.
What sort of resources does Cerberus have? Money, personnel, facilities?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
How did Cerberus replicate the most advanced warship in the Alliance Navy without anyone knowing?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
Let's discuss something else.
Ready.
You know that turn of phrase, there's no such thing as a stupid question? Shepard is the commander of this ship. And you have the option of asking your onboard ship's virtual intelligence, what is this room? while standing on the bridge.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the bridge. Where the
There are
navigator
stupid
plots our
questions.
XPR vectors, and the helmsman maneuvers the ship.
Yeah, sitting right here, thanks.
That's all for now.
Logging you out, Shepard.
There are a number of places you can get stuck in this game. There's a number of places you can get stuck in the terrain, fall through a bit of the terrain, and not be able to move back. Some of them, there's particularly nasty one I've fallen into many times in one of the smaller pieces of DLC. But we've even had it happen in the bridge. Now I just quick saved, so we should be okay. Do it again to make a point of it. But I've gone running into the bridge and slipped off to the side here and gotten stuck where you couldn't exit the bridge. There's all sorts of weird little terrain glitches in this one. And they're easier to fall into when you're running or jogging. In ME3, oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking of, Max. Maybe I'm thinking of ME3. You can get stuck right behind Joker's chair. But when we go to the crashed Normandy SR1, the crash site, there's a spot there where I've gotten stuck a number of times too, and a couple others. Normandy, this is a new Normandy. It has a different structure, and actually this might be my favorite of the Normandy layouts. Basically is the same layout in the third one, but I like how it's all presented here. It all works well. We're gonna want to check in with all our crew members. We got to avoid accidentally flirting with Jacob. Jacob's gonna try and flirt with us. Jacob, maybe, if you weren't so damn boring.
Commander, there hasn't been time to really settle in and take stock. I want to say that working with you is a great opportunity to do something that matters. It's a privilege to serve on the Normandy, Commander.
You may change your tune if we end up like the original Normandy.
Maybe. As long as the elusive man walks his talk, and you do the same, I'll do my best to make sure we succeed. That's been the condition for my service so far. I have issues with certain actions Cerberus has taken in the past.
It's a good sign. Cerberus has done some pretty messed up stuff.
What has Cerberus done to make you nervous?
A lot. They've been called terrorists, and with good reason. Doubt you can find a more checkered past. But if the Collector threat is real, and we do something about it, Cerberus will be remembered differently. Or we'll all be tried and executed. Can't count on people thinking about it as hard as I have.
Yeah, same difference. Heroes dead by hanging. Ah, what's the difference?
It's good to hear a clear opinion. Sounds like we're two of a kind.
That honors me more than you, Commander. Let me know if you need anything.
So, meet and greet. Some parts of the ship are not available to us yet. We have our little conference room.
A scientist is required to use the technical laboratory.
No tech lab yet. Have it soon enough.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal.
50-50 chance when Kelly says that, she doesn't mean it. This time she means it. We've got all our initial mail. She's gonna say that a lot and it won't always be true. Thanks, Kelly! Green, what's up, Green Leader? How's it going, Jay and Chad? Enjoying that Mass Effect 2 playthrough always. It's just getting started. I've said a few times how strong I think the beginning of this game is, and the end. But for a little further clarification, I think the introduction, cutscenes, and motivation are exceptional. The actual start of the game's a little clunky, Freedom's Progress, and first few missions, nothing too exciting. But then you get to the Normandy, then you get to go start recruiting. That's when it really picks up. I still think the intro is one of the best. Just having your ship, your crew, and yourself blown to bits. Hell of a way to start. Message from Anderson, from Counselor Anderson. Green, how are you today? On the off chance that the rumors are true and you actually are alive, I need you to come and talk with me on the Citadel. A lot has changed in the last 2 years. You put me on the council. It's only fair that you be allowed to speak for yourself about what we've been hearing. Zaid Masani. From the elusive man, Shepard. We've reached an agreement with veteran mercenary Zaid Masani. You may know the name. Zaid has been involved in some of the best known and some utterly unknown military operations in the Terminus systems, and is feared as a ruthless and relentless bounty hunter. I felt you might need a man with his skills on your mission, so I arranged to have him join you. You will find him on Omega, where he's wrapping up his current bounty. Don't worry about his fee. I've taken care of that personally. No messages while Shepard was dead. No one bothered to send us mail? Friends didn't write all summer? Did Dobby hide all the letters? What the hell? Lost contact with survey ship. Project Firewalker. Commander, the MSV Rosalie, survey ship with Cerberus connections, has gone missing. The survey team was field testing a new prototype, the Hammerhead. Thank you, Green, for the host. The Hammerhead planet-side exploration rover. Say goodbye to the Mako. Say hello to the most fragile craft ever created. On Insanity, the Firewalker is tissue paper. It's absurd, actually. It has the durability of a Chihuahua in combat. In addition, scientists Dr. Manuel Casey and Robert O'Loy are aboard the MSV Rosalie and conducting research for us. We need you to find the ship, her survey team, and the doctors. The MSV Rosalie was last seen near planet Zeona, Elista Ismar Frontier. Normandy crash site, tiny little piece of DLC, fan service DLC. Max, you'll take it over to the Bloody Mako any day, though. Even on Insanity. Firewalker is just, I mean, I like its movement. The Firewalker moves, it's fun to zoom around, but, I guess combat in the Mako wasn't great either, but I did like the way the Mako could zoom in, target things from a distance. It had some good guns. But yeah, I am not a fan of the Firewalker overall. It's, I'll take the Mako any day. Our scans in the Armada system have turned up something we thought you should see. The final location of the wreckage of the SSV Normandy. We thought this news might be important to you, but we also have an ulterior motive. The Alliance would like to honor the Normandy with a monument to be built on the site of the ship's final resting place. We'd like to invite you to place the monument and be the first to walk on the site. There are still 20 crew members unaccounted for from the attack on the Normandy. If you find any signs of these lost crewmen, we ask that you report to the Alliance so that those heroes' families might find some closure. Godspeed to you, Commander. True, Hammerhead can dodge projectiles at least. Mako just kind of has to take the shells to a face in a fight. Yes and no, Max. I don't know. I don't think you were here for our most recent Mass Effect 1 playthrough. But what I like to do with the Mako, and I'm just guessing I'm not the only one, orient it horizontally. So if you have a target in the distance, orient the Mako horizontally, zoom in on your target, and then you just strafe left to right, and you can avoid almost all the incoming shots to the Mako while timing your gunfire at your target. And it has 2 zoom levels on that cannon, so you can be really far away, and it's not too hard to avoid the incoming shells. Anyways, Mako things. Cerberus assault armor. From Elusive Man. Shepard. Our armor technicians heard you were back in action and insisted that you should be appropriately equipped. They put together a package that I had delivered to the Normandy. You'll find it in your personal quarters. Fortunately, we know your size. Celador, really? Really? The enemies aim at the nose. At the nose of the Mako. You can hide the nose behind a rock and shoot away. Well, hot damn. I'm gonna try to remember that next time. Hide the nose. Shepard. Our armor technicians found a high-performance suit for you that was manufactured in the Terminus systems. That is to say, it isn't exactly legal in Citadel space. It's been delivered to your quarters so you can try it on. Hope you like the color. Collector rifle and armor. They've developed an experimental armor suit in your size and an assault rifle that the techs say should take a standard thermal clip. I had the items delivered to the Normandy's armory. Umbra visor. When Origin did something a while back where you could plug in... Let me back up. You know how GOG, Good Old Games, lets you plug in certain game codes and they'll add those games to your library on GOG? Origin actually does that, has done that in the past, for Mass Effect 1 and 2, or maybe just 2. At any rate, I have a Steam copy of Mass Effect that I was able to add to Origin some years ago. Curious thing is, they gave me more DLC, some of the little add-ons, after installing it through Origin that I never had before. Like the Umbra visor and the Recon hood. These only showed up when I installed Mass Effect 2 through Origin. These are just DLC items. I could read through them all, but... Overlord. This one's quest-related. Overlord is another good piece of DLC. If you have not played Mass Effect 2 or if you've not played the DLC, Overlord is good. Overlord is actually some of the darkest and more thought-provoking bits of Mass Effect, although it's also tied into Firewalker a little bit. Shepard. One of our cells just went off the grid without explanation. Project Overlord has been experimenting with highly volatile technology. I need you to investigate. Their work is extremely compartmentalized, enough that I can't divulge operational details over this channel. You'll find them on the planet Aita, Typhon system in the Phoenix Massing Cluster. Please use care in this matter. Please make it stop! Arc projector. Rendezvous with Kasumi Goto. At great cost and effort, we've tracked down the master thief, Kasumi Goto, and convinced her to work with you. Very few people have ever heard of her, and even fewer can claim to have seen her in person. She's unequaled at stealth and infiltration, and her skills will prove invaluable in your mission. Travel to the Zakera ward on the Citadel. There you will find a special ad terminal that differs from the usual. Input the password, "Silence is golden," to begin the rendezvous. Heavy rifle, Geth plasma shotgun, Phalanx heavy pistol. Alright. So, upstairs above the CIC, we've got the captain's cabin, below the crew quarters and engineering. Let's pop up to our cabin. That glass rack with the Normandy model. We're gonna have a whole model collection. Build up around it. Oh, there's our girl. A little picture of your Mass Effect 1 love interest in a frame on your desk. Now, one interesting thing about that picture in the frame, if you cheat on your Mass Effect 1 love interest by hooking up with someone else in Mass Effect 2, that picture frame will get placed face down on the desk. Now, we won't see that. We shouldn't see that. We're going to remain faithful to Liara, but her picture would be placed face down if we ended up cheating on her. That's... whoa. Have no fish. We have no fish. No fish to take care of. So the Blood Dragon armor, it's a single piece, kind of like the Terminus armor. Does waifu show up in Mass Effect 2? Well, it sort of depends on who you had a relationship with. But Liara is in the Shadow Broker DLC and not in the main game. We had a romance with Liara. We'll have an opportunity to reconnect in the DLC. Celador, I don't think it counts as cheating if you die. Oh, it's like one of those things. Like if you're in another state, or if you're too drunk to remember, or if you died, it doesn't count. Is that how it works? Those materials are all that different. A lot of patterns. Thanks for highlighting my breasts, though. You know, they gave us a functioning toilet, but not a functioning shower. Does that mean we have to shower in the toilet? Don't answer that. Some of the Normandy doesn't open up until we've recruited certain crew members.
Oh, she's a cutie. How old?
She'll be a year old next month.
Oh, you'll miss her first birthday.
Well, my family lives in New Canton.
Oh, that colony's on the edge of the frontier. Could be vulnerable to collector attack, couldn't it?
Exactly. It's most important that she have a first birthday. That's why I'm here.
Starboard observation deck.
Closed until needed.
Until needed. It's bathroom. We just have a unisex bathroom. My God, we're military crew. We share a bathroom. Ah, whatever.
Shepard, the women's restroom is on the starboard side of the ship.
I do what I want. And port observation deck.
Closed until needed.
Chef surprise again? Come on, Rupert.
I'm sorry, Princess. Filet mignon and caviar coming right up. Let me just get out my doilies.
That'd be real nice, Mr. Gardner.
You do that, Mr. Gardner. I'd like a filet mignon. Right now. Caviar, nah, I could take it or leave it. But there better be doilies.
Commander Shepard, the hero of the Citadel. You did humanity proud that day. Master Sergeant Rupert Gardner here. How can I be of service?
What do you do here on the Normandy?
What don't I do? Most think of me as the ship's cook. But
Well, you
I'm
don't
also
fly.
the facilities technician and custodian.
Don't shoot.
HVAC, plumbing, non-mission critical electrical. I make sure they're all clean and running.
You don't go out on missions. I'm just giving you shit, Gardner. You make a great dinner.
So the man cleaning the toilets is also preparing the meals?
I wash my hands. Most of the time. This ain't no luxury liner. You have to pull your own weight in a Cerberus vessel, and I catch what falls through the cracks. Through the cracks.
Is that Udina's voice actor? Oh, I never caught that.
How do you feel about working for Cerberus?
Damn proud. Cerberus gets the job done. The Alliance and Council have got their heads buried so deep up their butt puckers they can't see squat.
Tell me about it.
Good old human ingenuity to crush these collector vermin. Only Cerberus knows that.
And giving Gardner shit is just for fun. I like Gardner. But he does like to brag. He says, "What don't I do?" Well, keep the ship running, but there's a lot you don't do. Why don't we just hand things over to you, Gardner? You can take care of the Reapers and the Collectors and Cerberus and the rest. You want to trade jobs? I'll cook dinner. I'll scrub the toilets. I've done it.
How did you find your way into Cerberus?
Can you believe I was once a family man, working the EZO rigs along the frontier? I was happy enough, but losing everything to Batarian raiders can change your outlook. I needed to make a difference. I'm no soldier, but I've got skills, and Cerberus keeps an eye out for talent. I'll do whatever it takes to help, be that plumbing a sewer, routing an air duct, or keeping everyone's bellies full.
Teeny tiny tweak, Scarlet. It's basically the default Jane Shepard. Let's see, they gave her the green eyes. They gave her the dark eye shadow. I think I changed the default lips. Sort of the... This is the resting bitch face I'm so used to. Air is default. It looks... The colors change. By the time it gets to Mass Effect 3, the same character imported from Mass Effect 1 to 2 to 3 will end up looking like a dirty blonde. Here she looks like a redhead, and in the first one it was sort of in between.
Do you have everything you need?
I make do, but have you ever tried to prepare a decent meal with military provisions? I'm good, but I'm no miracle worker. Taking down the collectors is going to be rough business. The crew deserves a few fine meals before they throw themselves into the fire.
What do you need?
If I had some quality ingredients... Oh, shit. You've got more to worry about than grocery shopping on the Citadel. Forget I mentioned it.
If I head that way, I'll keep an eye out.
Much appreciated. Most of this list is probably standard fare for those namby-pambies on the Citadel. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
I won't take any more of your time.
Back to work.
You're absolutely right. She has a scar cutting through her left eyebrow. So you can see the skin. It's a pretty thick one, too. You're right, that's gone, huh? Huh. Oh. They did a really good job reconstructing her. What's on the grocery list? Ain't that the question? DBA Bob! This is cool. I've changed Chatty over to a dark theme, and now everyone's name colors just stand out so much more. How's the King Troll doing? What's up? Grocery list? I actually did hit up the grocery store this morning. I got some charcoal and lighter fluid. Got a nice London broil. Got some zucchini, some mushrooms. Yeah. And then, you know, staples, milk and eggs and stuff. What's on my grocery list right now?
Access to the AI core is restricted.
I'm gonna dump those veggies in a little grill basket I've got. I haven't used in so long. The list he gave Shepard. I think that our grocery list has one item on it, and it's like provisions. It's the most interesting grocery list of all time. Does it actually say? What do we have here? Special ingredients. Find ingredients. There's our shopping list. Go to the Citadel and purchase the special ingredients.
The gunnery officer is required to access the gunnery control station.
Yeah, Bob, I didn't think you were asking about my grocery list. I just chose to answer that way, because I was at the grocery store 2 hours ago. 3 hours ago.
What can I do for you?
Do you have a minute, Miranda?
No doubt you've got a lot of questions. Cerberus isn't as evil as most people believe. If I can help allay any of your concerns, I'd be happy to do so. So, what would you like to know?
I was expecting more out of this game. That is so much detail. Oh.
I know what we're doing here, but what's Cerberus's long-term goal?
The advancement of the human race. Nothing more, nothing less. The Solarians have the Special Tasks Group. The Asari have their legendary commandos for stealth and recon operations. Cerberus is humanity's answer to those organizations.
So what does Cerberus have? Your silicon booty?
But those organizations are regulated by governments. Who keeps Cerberus in check?
Nobody. We're privately funded and our backers trust the elusive man to make the right decisions. But he's very clear about our goals. Protect humanity and serve its advancement.
I have to keep an eye out for these options switching around. They have been doing that a lot already. I keep getting burned on repeating sections of conversations because I start at the top and work my way down, but by the time I get there, things have flipped. I think we just heard Cerberus goals. It hasn't moved yet. Cerberus goals. What is Cerberus? Resources, elusive man.
Are you military or political? Or both?
Cerberus has several divisions. Political, military, scientific, but we're all working towards the same goal. We keep our ranks and structure similar to the Alliance.
Thank you for the host.
A lot of our recruits started there, but not all Cerberus operations use the same protocols. We try not to get bogged down in bureaucracy or formality.
Jamster, I don't know. Chocolate pie, I'm more of a strawberry rhubarb, or cherry, or an apple, or a peach, but,
What kind of resources does Cerberus
there's
have?
kids.
We're very well funded, though I doubt anyone other than the elusive man knows exactly how well. But our resources aren't unlimited. Reviving you and rebuilding the Normandy was a significant investment, and a significant risk. We're all hoping you can do the impossible, Shepard. No pressure.
What can you tell me about the elusive man?
Not much that you don't already know. Even I don't have access to most of his background. And you've seen more of him than most ever do. It's rare for him to become directly involved in missions, but you're something special. Whatever else people might say about him, I can assure you he's got humanity's best interests at heart. That includes you and me.
As long as he's the king, he's got humanity's best interests at heart.
How can you be sure of that if you know so little about him?
I didn't get to where I am without knowing how to gauge people's motives and ambitions, even from brief encounters. He's no saint, and he'd be the first to admit it. But he is committed. Humanity couldn't have a better advocate.
Tell me about yourself, Miranda.
Well, I guess that's fair. I've spent the last 2 years learning everything there is to know about you. Well, you should probably know that I've had extensive genetic modification. Not my decision, but I make the most of it. It's one of the reasons the elusive man handpicked me. I'm very good at just about anything I choose to do.
You certainly don't lack for confidence.
It's just a fact. My reflexes, my strength, even my looks, they're all designed to give me an edge. No point in hiding from it. It's the reason I'm trusted to oversee the most dangerous, risky, and technically demanding operations Cerberus undertakes. And it's why I was assigned to you. It's my job to make sure you succeed, Shepard.
What level of genetic modification are we talking about?
That's very thorough. Physically, I'm superior in many ways. I heal quickly, and I'll likely live half again as long as the average human. My biotic abilities are also very advanced. For a human. Add to that some of the best training and education money can buy, and, well, it's pretty impressive, really.
It sounds like you were designed to be perfect.
Maybe, but I'm not. I'm still human, Shepard. I make mistakes like everyone else. And when I do, the consequences are severe. Everyone expects a lot from someone with my abilities.
Thanks for the information, Miranda. I'll talk to you later.
Of course, Commander. Whatever you need.
Constructed with the best technology. The tightest of skin-tight outfits. The squishiest of silicone implants. Nice, Gidzor. Planning to start Route B tomorrow. I know a few people have asked today how I felt about Nier, and I don't want to, I certainly don't want to talk spoilers while we're playing a different game or digress too much into Nier, but the sheer emotional impact of completing that game after that whole journey, A, B, C, D, E, my God. I was affected. Alright, hold on a second here. Gabby! Ken and Gabby. Where Engineer Adams in Mass Effect 1 and he returns for Mass Effect 3 is right up there, the most boring character is right up there with Jacob. In fact, I'd go further. I'd say that Jacob is actually more interesting than Adams. Of course, he's not a squad mate. But, nothing against the voice actor. But why they brought Adams back, I don't know. On the other hand, Ken and Gabby, yes please.
You came all the way down here to see us?
You're speaking to our commanding officer.
I'm touring the ship, getting to know my crew.
I'm Engineer Ken Donnelly, handling the power control systems. This is Gabby.
That's Engineer Gabriella Daniels, actually. I'm responsible for the propulsion systems.
Propulsion
What can we do for you,
systems.
Commander?
Where'd you receive your training?
Both Gabby and I started in the Alliance, serving on the SSV Perugia.
She flew in the first wave at the Battle of the Citadel. We saw Sovereign firsthand.
Why did you leave the Perugia?
After you died, Anderson lost political clout. The Council backslid on the Reaper menace.
They discounted Sovereign as an isolated threat, as a single...
Which was bullshit. They said your warnings of a greater danger were mistaken or delusional.
We lost respect for Alliance leadership. We need to fight the real enemy, and only Cerberus seem to be doing that.
How did you wind up with Cerberus, Ken?
Once you were gone, the Alliance brass descended like vultures, tearing apart everything you'd said. I was very public with my defense for you. I didn't hold back.
That's an understatement. If Kenneth wasn't such a talented engineer, they'd have court-martialed him for insubordination.
But it got me noticed by the elusive man. He made an offer, and here I am.
Run around naked with Shepherd tattooed on your chest.
So why did you join, Gabby?
Kenneth and I have been partners in crime since we graduated from Tech Academy. When he got the Cerberus offer, I insisted that it include me. They'd fall apart without me.
Thanks, Mum.
Also, I love engines, and the Normandy is state-of-the-art. When I got the opportunity to work on her, I had to jump.
What do you think about Cerberus?
Actually, we don't know much about the organization other than the Normandy team. We know our mission and who's in charge.
We're off to kick the Collectors right in their daddy bags. That's enough for me.
Are you set up okay down here?
We can't complain. I just wish it didn't take so long to calibrate the FBA arrays.
Kenneth, you're complaining.
What kind of problems are you having?
When they upgraded the Normandy design, they got a bit sloppy with the FBA couplings. I won't bore you with the tech, but there is an array of attenuators in the primary power transfer system that channels the field bleed.
Kenneth, you're boring the commander with tech. In short, if we had T6 FBA couplings installed, it'd save us a lot of maintenance time each day.
Why isn't something like that already installed?
It's probably just a design oversight. Efficiency isn't affected. It's a maintenance issue.
Also, the T6 model can be hard to find. Nash and Stellar Dynamics discontinued them.
We could probably find used ones in the Omega markets, but we have no time for shore leave.
Carry on.
Will do,
Hey,
Commander.
Blood Wolf. How goes?
I'm amazed Shepard came down to see us.
Told you she would. I'm in charge of the propulsion systems. All empty down here right now. All right, tour of the ship. Just about done. Basically done. Actually done. Totally done. Back to the CIC. Kelly, any mail? No. We are ready to begin. So the elusive man and Miranda suggested we go to Omega first. Actually a pretty good idea. Ken and Gabby banters are even better in Mass Effect 3. They're good from the beginning. I think they get a little better. I like when they reflect on Mass Effect 2, but oh, they're good right away. Get them in the daddy bags. Blood Wolf, I collected a few links. Did you post the link? Is that the Kasumi DLC link? Were you talking about? What we've got for that is, and actually last time we did try some of those workarounds, adding the no movies startup to to a shortcut to the game executable. And there's, even in that thread you posted as well as in some other threads, people argue over which executable to add that option to. But I think we tried that last time and it didn't work for us. We'll try it again. So the plan is when we get to Kasumi's DLC, we'll play through most of it, we'll save before the end, we'll quit the game and reload it with that shortcut to the game executable, and it'll bypass the movies, the cutscenes, and so we'll miss out on some cutscenes, but hopefully the DLC will complete, and we'll be able to take Kasumi. She'll make it through the DLC, she'll be loyal, etc., etc. She'll be around for Citadel and Mass Effect 3. If somehow that doesn't work, we'll use a save game editor after playing her DLC to make sure she's still there and loyal. Because we're going to do her quest, we're going to get her loyalty, it's just a question of whether it crashes there at the end or not. If it doesn't work with that one, it may work with the other EXE. From what I read, Bloodwolf, both this time, yesterday, and previously, more people had luck with the actual game executable than attaching that to the launcher or patching it in through Steam or Origin in the game properties. But thank you for posting that, Bloodwolf. I think we'll get through it one way or another, okay. Willow, I don't know how to process that. I mean, I'm probably should have just gone, but what a world. What a world. But you're going now, right? Sister's gonna get seen right now. Mom's taking your sister to the ER. Hang in there, Willow. So this is our first look. The galaxy map. Things have changed quite a bit from the main game. One of the best improvements is you actually have an indication of how much of the system you've already explored. 40% here where we start. We're gonna have to buy fuel, not to travel within a system, but in order to travel outside of that system, if we want to head towards Amada, Fathar, Omega, number of things on Omega. We've been advised to go recruit Morden, the scientist, the professor. Omega is also where we recruit Archangel and the veteran. Willow, you're still at the Citadel for the first time on Mass Effect 1. That's a pretty long visit to the Citadel. All right, let's just start from the middle. Scanning in Mass Effect 2. It's quite a thing. It's gonna add up to a lot of time spent. Kind of cerebral, kind of chill. Some would say kind of boring. I don't mind it. We've got a lot of planet descriptions. If you see a familiar planet and you want me to read the description, let me know. Otherwise, there are just so many, I don't intend to read them all during this playthrough. But I'm happy to read individual ones. Max, don't forget to go probing in Sol System if it's available yet. Might be. It might be already. So, we're gonna scan. We're gonna rotate. Scanning is very slow. Later we'll get an upgrade that'll let us scan more quickly. But you can see those spikes. We've got this little graph over on the right. Different resources, different resource spikes, and a limited number of probes. You don't always have to optimize this perfectly, but those might look like good little peaks, good little spikes. They're not. Those are crummy. Just to show you what we get for that.
In research projects, iridium is used to upgrade
less than 1,000 units.
Submachine guns and assault rifles.
That's a better spike. Not a great spike. That upgrade is utterly useless if you use mouse and keyboard. You actually had to look up the effect. Yeah, and this controller mod used to speed things up. And an update to this controller mod seems to have restored the game's default slow
to upgrade heavy pistols, armor, and cybernetics.
Controller scanning speed. So what I won't do is try to strip mine every planet. We will end up visiting most or all planets. I'll try to be pretty easygoing about it. We'll grab big spikes, we'll ignore low spikes. We won't strip mine everything when it gets to poor. We will do only a cursory examination of what's left. It can be poor and you can still get some good resources. If we find a planet with Ezo, we'll do a little extra scanning, because Ezo's Ezo's kind of rare. You'll find about 1/3 as much Ezo as you will other resources. Hey Rango, hello. How you doing? If we load into a planet and it says moderate or high or rich, we're definitely going to scan around for a bit. If it says poor, I'll do a brief scan to see if it might be an Ezo planet, and we'll move on. Max, you only need about 70 to 80,000 Ezo to buy pretty much everything. I don't think I've ever locked it down in my head. That sounds about right to me.
Probe.
Unless you plan to retrain a bunch of times, I don't. Yeah, part of scanning all the systems is about just wanting to see it say 100%, just being something of a completionist.
Probe launched.
There we are, out of probes. We're in a system where we can buy probes. The fuel depot lets you buy fuel and probes. Bloodwolf, if you still read the planet bios, some of them are interesting. They really are. I don't want to dismiss them. Just that if we spend 2-3 minutes per planet, we will pad out the playthrough by hours reading planetary descriptions. So I'm gonna lean towards picking and choosing. It's also a little faster if you read reasonably quickly. You'll read things faster when you're not reading them out loud, so they go much more slowly if I'm reading them out loud. Woo! Now there's a mountain.
Probe launched.
Jamster? Not at all. Is it weird to drink a chocolate and hazelnut milkshake? Why would that be weird? It's just not at all. I prefer strawberry in a milkshake. Strawberry's my bag.
Probe. Probe launched.
No, Jamster. No, I don't know that by name at all.
Probe away. Probe
A
launched.
Nutella milkshake. Here's your chocolate and hazelnut. This is the Platinum Planet, apparently. A Platinum Planet.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
For my own part, I enjoy scanning.
Probe away.
Nice little mellow side activity. But actually scanning while streaming, I have this, boy, everybody's watching me scan planets, huh? Okay, mass relay was on that. Endure, I guess that's it. Mass relay's in the orbit, that last orbital ring. Well, before we drop into Omega, should we just do the Normandy crash site right away? It seems kind of fitting. We'll do the Normandy crash site. Hey, Lamia. Chocolate and hazelnut milkshake sounds like a German thing. Yeah, kinda does, doesn't it? Cheers, Lamia. Welcome. How are you doing today? The Jamster, that Ferrero Rocher, it's a new flavor for Fridge, which is the brand. I don't know the brand either. Darn. Scanning planets reminds you of Data in Star Trek First Contact. Life forms. Trying to remember. I like First Contact. I can't quite place the scene. Methane, ammonia methane, ice giant.
Launching probe.
Might just be UK. Who gives us the faster scanning, and who gives us the probes? Is it Samara who gives us faster scanning? Is it Thane?
Probe launched.
Miranda gives faster scanning. Huh, that means we should be able to ask her about it. Sooner rather than later, huh? I too am doing okay. I'm doing alright. Pretty good. Samara is fuel capacity, huh? Mars fuel capacity. Hot, beautiful, deadly world, covered with the debris of ancient starships. Approximately 127,000 years ago, a series of battles were fought over it by two organic species, the Thoihan and the Anusanon. Though no records of the conflict remain, most historians agree that both races wanted to colonize Angana and neither were willing to share. The two lost hundreds of ships in a series of battles over Angana and its moon, Baraya. Many of these were eventually pulled in by the planet's gravity well. Hey, Prestige! We got an exoplanet. Prestige, what's going on, man?
Probe away. In research projects, Element Zero is used for bioamp and omni-tool upgrades, which allow squad members who have biotic and tech powers to be much more effective.
Generally, a planet that has a little bit of Ezo will have more. Any planet where you see spikes of Ezo are worth looking at a little more closely.
Launching probe.
Someday, Prestige, someday you'll read the Codex.
Launching probe.
Oh man, your days are too long now, Prestige. Too long. You're used to having only 3 hours of free time. You don't know what to do with yourself, huh? You definitely need to get back on some of those games, man.
Launching probe.
Nah, Lamia, I've never heard of it. Never had it, never heard of it. I don't think. The little chocolates wrapped in foil. Are they the round ones wrapped in gold foil? Maybe I've had them. There's at least a couple kinds of chocolates that I kind of know, but not really by name. Those are the, I think I know them, yeah. They're good. They're good.
Probe launched.
Gold foil, brown paper cup. Yeah, I definitely know them.
Probe away. Launching probe. Probe away.
All right, all right, all right. There's enough scanning, don't you think? Want to be thorough here in the system. We've got 2 more planets in the system, and then we'll check out the Normandy crash site. Takan.
Launching probe. Probe launched.
In terms of fancy chocolates, the ones I kind of remember as a kid, enjoying as a kid, was we would sometimes have a box of After Eights. Do you remember those little chocolates? Thin little chocolates with mint filling. Those are good. I think they still make them. Keep scanning, Jay. Keep scanning. Aurora is essentially a great rock in space.
Probe launched.
It's not really worth fussing over these peaks. I don't know if you can tell. Even though I can find an optimal spot for them, neither of those peaks were very good, so it's hardly worth fussing over. Hey, Normandy crash site. Let's it's buggy here. Let's drop a quick save before we go down. You made an After 8 cake. What did you do with the After 8s in the cake?
Anomaly detected.
Jera's crust is composed of carbon and water ice.
Probe launched. Scans.
So when you discover a landing site, you can immediately go down to that landing site, but you can keep scanning if you want. And we do. This planet is rich with resources. Let's not waste it. We've got 5 more probes.
Launching probe. Probe away.
Kit Kats are pretty good. Prestige, I do like Kit Kats. Ben and Jerry's.
Probe away.
I don't buy into it too much, but it is good ice cream. I mean, I don't buy ice cream a whole lot.
Probe away.
Oh, that's it. Alright, we're out of probes. It's not worth flying back to the main system right now. There's probably some more resources there that we could use, but oh well. We gotta land. We still have to do that. So Normandy crash site is possibly the smallest piece of DLC. If you don't count outfits and weapons. Adds new content on a new planet. There's no combat, and it's brief. We're gonna take our halfway break after this. Probably be here 10 minutes or so. Let me it was basically a chocolate mint cake. Of course it was delicious. You made it. Of course it was. Sea salt and caramel. Sea salt, caramel, truffle. Whew. Just in case, we'll drop a hard save. So again, there's no combat down here, but you can get stuck in the terrain. And this is where the Normandy SR-1 crash landed. You have to find a location for a monument. This is the spot I like to drop the monument. But we're going to have to do a whole loop of the area anyways. We're collecting dog tags. There are 20 crew members unaccounted for. Abhishek Bhakti. 7. Not hungry now. No, no, of course not. Shepard. Almost inevitable. I don't think I've ever gotten all the dog tags in one pass. I end up having to make a second pass to see what I missed. A few of the dog tags are hiding in crates. Raymond Tanaka. Does Shepard throw up if you spin her enough? Nah, Shepard doesn't. He's hardy. Her constitution is through the roof. Jay, did you fix the cake links? Lamia, did I know that the cake links were broken? What's wrong with the cake links? Aren't the cake links images on Imager? Kaden. Alexei Dubyansky. Vanilla Seal, what's up? Helen M. Lowe, dog tag. What dog tag is she looking at? Oh, I see it. Lamia, I'm sorry. Told you a few times, even sent you new ones. Well, we haven't talked about it in a long time. If I neglected to update them, I'm sorry. We haven't talked about it in a long time. Oh, how would I fix that link? Example, I see that the link goes to something broken, but how would I fix that? I would need a new link. You said you sent me new links, but it's been a while. Let's talk about this later off stream. I'm sorry I didn't do it already. Monica. I missed her last name. This is one of the parts of the DLC where I've fallen through the terrain, this little section here, especially if I go running. Yeah, all I see is a small square. I think it's coming back to me. I do remember a bit talking about it, but it was a while ago. Apparently I needed a reminder, because I have not fixed them yet. Hector Emerson. I normally start running, and I would just run away from this corner of the map, but I've fallen through this part of the map so many times, I don't want to repeat. Board in the flame. Silas Crosby. Marcus Greco. Still, not everyone can be here all the time. Harvey J. Gladstone. But Dad. One of the only things we find during this DLC that's different from a dog tag is Presley's data pad. Unrecoverable data. Spoke to the commander about this. All these damned aliens aboard the Alliance's most advanced ship, I just don't trust them. Especially that damned Asari. An Aquarian? What does Shepard think this is, a zoo? Yeah, Presley had some hang-ups about aliens. With the Quarian, it seems she's on some kind of pilgrimage, trying to improve the lot of her home ship. I can understand that. I would babysit my children or anything, but if she has to be on board, I suppose that's not too bad. Or corrupted data. For a while now, and I'm taking a look back at past entries in this journal, how blind I was at the time. Came on this ship firmly believing humanity was on its own in the galaxy. Shepard brought all these aliens on board. There's no way we could have accomplished what we did without them. I'm proud to say, die for any member of this crew, regardless of what world they were born on. Took a while, but Presley came around. Addison Chase. Hiding over here in the corner. Shepard's helmet. Shepard's lost N7 helmet was recovered. Always thought that the recovered helmet looks too small. Backtracking a little. You look at the Mako. Seal! You're happy now. Thank you, Seal. Thank you for the bits. I like your bits. Climb up. Let me climb up. Dog tags. Amina Warberry. Seal did it for the badge. It's a curious piece of fan service DLC. Kind of cool, but it really is sort of barren. You just said they preferred Return to Ostagar. Max, too bad they didn't make this part more like Return to Ostagar. That was a lot better than this. Yeah, there was more to it. There was. Jamin Bakari. Crashed escape pod. One of the escape pods. Can I get a little cutscene for that? Prestige, you did think this was Andromeda for a second? How'd you get that impression, do you think? Get up over here. We're gonna go around. Carlton Tux. Andira Raman. Caroline Granado. Talitha Draven. 3 to go. So here we are, nearly back at the start. And after we grab this dog tag, we'll still be short too. It always happens. One day, maybe, one day I'll make a pass and we'll get them all. Rosamund Draven. Sibling, huh? Hey DJ, Vent says hi. Tell Vent hi. Hello to you, DJ. So we've got the monument to place, but there are 2 more dog tags. Might be in the middle here. There's one. Robert Falawa. Now we're kind of moving around. Now we got to move around until hiccups, beer, until we see a prompt for the last dog tag to be able to close in on it. There's only one left. And drop the monument. Vent was an amateur and killed his PC with a knife. Then we were both amateurs and tested capture card with the wrong cable. What do you mean wrong cable? How wrong a cable can you get hooked up to your capture card? Vent is here too. Hey, Vent. I mean, you've seen my break screen. I know all about killing a PC with a knife. Hold on, I saw something. I saw it pop. Dog tag. Dog tag, dog tag. Now where is it? Dog tag. There it is. Last one. Gurmeen Barrett. Gurmeen Barrett. More like a machete. Literally a machete. I don't know. Doesn't it? It's like squares and rectangles. All squares are rectangles. Not all rectangles are squares. All machetes are knives. Not all knives are machetes. Maybe that doesn't count. I think we were supposed to see something there, weren't we? There's our monument. Actually pretty ugly. That's not a knife. DJ, okay, it's me typing now. Vent. Yeah, it turns out it needs a dual link DVI. So is that maybe the only problem? Maybe the capture card is good? You'll be back when you set up a new PC. Looking forward to it. Don't spoil the break screen. Speaking of, we're gonna take a break. We're at our second break. We're a little past what would be the halfway point. When did we drop frames? Yeah. Not too many, but I don't even know when we dropped frames. But I'm going to take, it's the middle of the stream, so I'm going to take a slightly longer break. Let's see, it'll be less than 10 minutes. How long will it be for the 2 shortest tracks I have here lined up? That's going to be about 9 minutes. All right, I'll see you all back here. Where are we going next? I think we're going to Omega. Gotten a bunch of dossiers already. We can start recruiting crew members. Kasumi the Master Thief, Omega. The Veteran, Zaid Masani, Omega. At some point we'll have to go to the Citadel. The Professor, ask Arya about Morden. First trip to Omega is pretty cool. The Warlord, travel to Corliss. Archangel, also Omega. A lot going on in Omega. And the Convict, travel to Purgatory. We've got a few odds and ends. Project Firewalker. Overlord, we won't be doing Overlord today. Supplies for our cook. And couplings for our engineers. See you all back here in a few. Time to stretch the legs and feed the dogs. Maybe take a stretch yourself. I'll see you soon.